Hi, Survivor. I wasn't planning on making a video um, until the summertime, July, August, with hopes that I would be in a better situation, which I hopefully will be by that time. But there's something I just want to get off my chest, and that's the only reason why I'm sending this video. Um, where am I right now? Well, the good is that I am in. At the beginning of the year, I got in the script supervisor program for TV and film, and I'm taught one of the by the by one of the best script supervisors in the film TV industry. She happens to live in Toronto. That works for me, and she's trained people from all around the world in every single industry, and I'm so touched by that. And I am. It means that I have a future, despite all odds, you know. And but the issue is for me is like I can't get steady, secure income in my country of birth, and I can't, like, it doesn't matter what I do. It's like nothing works, and it's a very scary situation. Um, but as I've said before, I am Canada's longest running applicant. I started in 2013. I started before any Canadian was really applying for Survivor. I started before you even thought of putting Canadians on the show. And guess who's passed over year after year after year after year? I am. But I understand why. My backstory is complicated. Um, and you don't cast people who are in financially vulnerable situations. And I recognize that. But um, it's very hard because I'm getting more integrated into the Survivor community. Like, I go to this weekly um, Toronto group, which has become Canada's official, according to Global and Stack TV, and it's like, what the fuck? How did that happen? But but I'm part of the Toronto Survivor community. I've I'll be seeing Stephen Fish. I'm seeing Survivor players all the time. I'll see Stephen Fish back tomorrow. Rob Sesternino is holding a Patreon thing on my birthday, coincidentally, and I'll be with that and meet a bunch of survivors there. And but it's like it's very hard because it's very difficult because like I was like every Canadian you've had on the show, Camilla, Genevieve, they applied for 6 years. I was applying longer than they were. I was applying before they were. You know, I was applying before Marianne or Caleb even started to watch Survivor. But when you get into that community, you're safe. And you get to have opportunities, and you get to go to all these viewing parties, and you get to travel, and you get to have more income. You're safe. And what really pisses me off is that it's been 6 years, right? That I've been in Canada. And I have not been able to afford to see my mother or sister or meet my niece and nephew, and they're only in Halifax. And what that feels like, it feels like every millions of frivolous trips. Everybody gets to fart on planes. You, survivors, everyone I know just gets to fart on planes, frivolous trips around the world, woohoo. But for me to see my family, meet my niece and nephew is a joke in the eyes of God. Why is everyone's frivolous trips more important than my being able to see my family? Here's the thing, Survivor casting. You treat me no differently than how job counselors treat me, how the Canadian government treats me, the welfare systems treat me, but I do the best I can. I always try to be rational. I always try to be loving. And it's hard when you have this intense gender dysphoria and you can't really do anything about it. And people sense that, and that's also an issue for me as well. But I just kind of wanted to get this shit off my chest. Um, I just want to make sure I've said everything I wanted to say. Um, my real application will be in the summertime when you're looking. Um, I'm just looking very quickly. Oh yeah, I mean, I suspect there's somebody who goes to Pegasus on Church who started to watch Survivor like a year ago. I don't know, but I suspect you cast him for 51. And he's talking about, I'm going to Hungary in the springtime, or somewhere like that. But because he's talked about wanting to apply, and I'm sure he got on the first time he applied, woohoo. But that's another thing. Like, I know you're going to cast people from my viewing party that I go to every week, and they're going to get on before me. Even though I've been casting for 13 fucking years. But you know what? I guess I'm Canada's Julie Rosenberg. She applied for 19 years before she got on. But then again, like I hope that I get to play. Like I really do. Um, because I think, I mean, should want me to. As I said this, you should want me to play. You should want me to get through every fucking single obstacle to have a real survivor on there. And because to have the person, the least likely person to ever play Survivor, and go maybe even win, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Please consider it. Thank you so much. I'll cast again in July, August, and I should be in a better situation by then.